One of the biggest names in sports media, as well as his former employer, is being sued for sexual harassment amid allegations of improper behavior that date back nearly a decade. A longtime hairstylist is suing former Undisputed host Skip Bayless, Fox Sports, and their parent company, Fox Corporation, for unspecified damages. The suit claims Fox executives allowed Bayless to, quote, abuse workers without fear of punishment, including allegedly offering $1.5 million to the accuser if she had sex with him.
We have an update on the FS1 lawsuit. The allegations in this suit are eye-opening, to say the least.
Now, in the opening paragraph of her complaint, in this lawsuit, it reads, Ms. Faraji brings forth this action because for over a decade at Fox, she was forced to endure a misogynistic, racist, an ableist workplace where executives and talent were allowed to physically and verbally abuse workers with impunity. When Ms. Faraji and others came forward to report the wrongdoing, instead of addressing their concerns, Fox retaliated against them while the perpetrators and those who protected them were inexplicably promoted. This case thus represents yet another in a long line of cases chronicling the toxic culture at Fox, marked by bad faith promises and repeated failures to address a poisonous and entrenched patriarchy. So Faraji is suing Fox Corporation, Fox Sports, Fox Sports 1 and 2, often known as FS1 and FS2, and Fox Sports Production. And as well, she is also suing Charlie Dixon, Skip Bayless, and Joy Taylor.
Over the years, Mr. Bayless continued to make advances on Ms. Faraji. Ms. Faraji would always make excuses regarding her son, politely change the subject, or make a joke, anything to keep Mr. Bayless appeased and her job safe. In July 2021, Ms. Faraji developed issues with her left ovary and was advised it could be cancer. With a fourth biopsy scheduled, she explained her situation to Bayless, hoping that he would take pity on her and cease his advances. Instead, Mr. Bayless told her that he wanted to be with her. Ms. Faraji panicked and began rambling that there were cameras everywhere, that she has a child, and that she does not want him. Mr. Bayless then grabbed her hands, began kissing them, and offered her $1.5 million to have sex with Ms. Faraji. Ms. Faraji made an excuse to leave, and then continues on. Approximately 1 week later, Mr. Bayless had made another advance at Ms. Faraji. Ms. Faraji responded, "Skip, stop, you have a wife." Mr. Bayless responded, "Aren't you a Muslim? Doesn't your dad have like 3 or 4 wives?" Ms. Faraji responded that her father was dead, and when Mr. Bayless looked taken aback, she made an excuse to leave.
And hey, just a quick break in the action. You should go subscribe to my new show, The Rick Strom Show. I'm going to be interviewing people from sports, music, journalists, authors, sports doctors. It's going to be fantastic. Please go subscribe. Thank you. And it involves big names in sports media.
I don't think that all men cheat. I have been with men who haven't cheated. I know men who do not cheat. I have friends that are in relationships that do not cheat. There is no thing you can do to keep yourself from getting cheated on. You can marry someone and they're the only person that you've ever been with, and you were a virgin when you met them, and you were loyal, still get cheated on. You can date multiple people. You could be outside. You could still get cheated on. Can you find someone that you feel has, really strong morals in that space and was raised in a family that yes, and you could still get cheated on. The last part of this, though, that I will also add is that when you're talking about people who are in the entertainment industry, when you're talking about people who have access to a variety of different spaces, you can't apply that to everyone's lifestyle. And generally, if you have more access and temptation, it makes it more difficult to stay on the rails. Now, I'm not saying that your man isn't cheating because he doesn't have the opportunity to. I'm just saying that those sensibilities change as well. You cannot control other people's behavior. People are going to treat you how they want to treat you because that's what humans are. Humans do what they want to do.
Including Joy Taylor.
Just got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports. But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it. So congratulations. Looking forward to working with you, and hope y'all tune in.
And Emmanuel Outro. Let's go back to former Fox Sports employee Skip Bayless.
I don't know what happened. But just like I said, I've known Jay-Z for 25 years. I can't imagine that. I've known Skip for just as long. I can't imagine it. I can't imagine it. Especially when they brought up the $1.5 million. The Skip Bayless I know has a hard time giving away $15. He's one of the cheapest people I know. That's just me. But that doesn't mean that I have any inside knowledge about any of this. I don't, and I'm not going to get involved. I think it's incredibly dicey and irresponsible for people who don't know to act like they do know. But in the same breath, I also feel it's important that if you know people or you think you know people and you've had a long-standing relationship with those people, that it's not a crime for you to say the person that I know, the person that I've been around, the person that I worked with in his case, you know, for 4 straight years, from 2012 to 2016, doing First Take every weekday morning at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. The person that I knew since our days at Fox Sports when we would appear on Jim Rome's show, okay, The Last Word and stuff like that, and we were in the same Fox building off of Pico Boulevard and Avenue of the Stars. The person that I've seen that really, really trusts almost no one and doesn't expose himself to anybody, you know, eating the same breakfast and lunch every day. His vice is a Diet Mountain Dew, and he doesn't socialize with people. That's the guy I know. So imagining him being in this kind of position is shocking, to say the least. All I could tell you is that it's not the Skip Bayless I know.
Let's pause here. A few thoughts. Stephen A. Smith is sticking up for his old teammate, his old running mate, who, let's be clear, he has talked about on the podcast via Barstool Sports, Part of My Take, about how he had the vision that these two, if they were linked, could create magic on television. And let's be real, he was right. Stephen A. Smith was right. He had the vision. He had the personnel in mind. He pitched them. He executed it. And now they have become multimillionaires. They owe each other's success, I would say. They owe their success, I would say, to each other, because it was the perfect pairing at the perfect time of when sports media and the sports consumer just wanted hot take-ness over and over and over again. We were being spoon-fed it, which has largely been the downfall of sports media, but that's another topic for another day. Let me just say, you are allowed to do this. You can do this. But let's also keep it real, all right? Stephen A. Smith is not a woman in sports who sees powerful men try to take advantage of her day in, day out with workplace discrimination, harassment, sexualizing, at times in the lawsuit as it states, as these are all allegations, bigoted attacks on her, making fun of her for being Persian, making fun of her for the way that she pronounces words, as English is not her first language, and much more. You have not been in those shoes. So to say, this isn't the Skip Bayless I would know, that's true, because you're not that person that could potentially be put in that position to see the evil side of him. In addition, Skip Bayless did go on with his show, The Skip Bayless Show, as planned. He did not touch on the lawsuit. Then there's Joy Taylor.
Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person.
She did appear on her show Speak, But it was quite an awkward introduction. In this video captured by Awful Announcing, Taylor appeared on the left-hand side at a distance from former NFL player Keyshawn Johnson, who did like a weird baseball stance, like he was hitting a baseball. Paul Pierce sitting idly, and on the far right, Michael Irvin. The most trending part, I would say, of this lawsuit involves Joy Taylor because it is alleged that she was sleeping with 2 Fox Sports employees simultaneously. One being Charlie Dixon, who is he's at a humongous position where he controls almost everything. And it's alleged via Miss Faraji that Taylor was sleeping with Dixon in order to work her way up the ladder. And then even though Skip Bayless did not want her on Undisputed, the lawsuit states, he did so anyway because Dixon is a friend of his and Dixon made the request as a friend. So he did it. And then the second part is she was also sleeping with Emmanuel Acho, according to Ms. Faraji, because she continued working her way up the ladder to have that seat that she holds right now on the formerly titled Speak for Yourself, Now Speak. I need to reiterate, these are all allegations. The lawsuit has been filed as of 2 days ago, and there are many people that are chiming in. And I'm going to cover those in separate videos. But most importantly, Marcellus Wiley, who has touched on his time in sports media at 2 of the biggest sports media companies, ESPN and Fox Sports 1, has said that Taylor and Dixon make sense. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.